Mr. Right here, and thank you very much to the person who sent in this question, which is about transforming a cosine curve. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this question which has been sent in, and then I'm going to show you this second question, give you a chance to have a go at that question, and then to watch my solution. So let's first of all start off with the question which was sent in. Right, here it is. So it tells me that the graph of y equals a cos of x plus b is drawn on the grid below. Given that a is positive and that b lies between 0 and 360, find the value of a and the value of b. Right, well, clearly this is a transformation of a cos curve. So I'm going to start by drawing cos of x on here, just so that I can compare the two. So here's the graph of cos of x. Now, in this case, always start with the spread of the curve. Now, the graph of cos of x varies between -1 and 1. It has a spread of 2. Now, my new curve here, it varies between 2 and -2. So it has a spread of 4. The range is doubled, hasn't it? So that means that I'm not going to be dealing with y equals cos of x. I'm going to be dealing with y equals twice cos of x. So by looking at the spread of the curve, I can work out how many times greater the curve is. I can work out the value of a. I can work out to what extent the curve has been stretched in a y direction. In this case, the curve has been stretched by a factor of 2 in the y direction. Now, let's draw y equals 2 cos of x, and then we can compare that to our target curve. So I'm just stretching my y equals cos of x curve by a factor of 2 in the y direction, which gives me the blue curve. So the blue curve is y equals 2 cos of x. And the question now is, how do I transform that blue curve to give me the target curve there? So let's have a think about that. It seems to me that if I were to translate the blue curve by, is that 90 units? I think it is. By 90 units to the left, then I would obtain the black curve. So I need to translate the blue curve by 90 units to the left. So it's not going to be y equals 2 cos of x anymore. It's going to be y equals 2 cos of x. Now remember, it goes the wrong way there, doesn't it? So if I want to go 90 to the left, it's going to be x plus 90. So let's have a look, and let's just write down what my values of a and b would be. A is 2 and b is 90. And let's just check the criteria. My a is positive and my b does lie between 0 and 360. So there's my solution for that. Now, here's one for you to have a go at. Right, so here's a very similar question for you to have a go at. Again, we are presented with the sketch of a curve which is based on the cosine curve, and we're asked to find the value of a and the value of b. So pause the film and have a go. Okay, my solution. Well, first of all, I'm going to draw the curve of y equals cos of x. So that is going to be a curve that goes through these points here. So here is the curve y equals cos of x. Now I'm going to start off by looking at the range. The range of y equals cos of x is 2, and the range of my target curve is 4. So the range is doubled. So that means that my target curve is a stretch of the original curve by a factor of 2 in the y direction. So far I know that my target curve is y equals 2 cos of x. So I'm going to draw that now on the axis. So I'm stretching my y equals cos of x curve by a factor of 2 in the y direction, and I'm drawing the resulting curve. So now all I need to do is to work out how to transform my blue curve, which is y equals 2 cos of x, into the black curve. Right, well, just having to think about that for a moment. Look at that. If I were to take this point and translate it 3 squares to the left, then the blue curve will be translated to the black curve. So how am I going to achieve that? How am I going to translate the blue curve 3 squares to the left? Well, first of all, how many units is that 3 squares? It's 345s, isn't it? It's 135 units to the left. So it's going to be y equals 2 cos of, not of x anymore, but x plus 135. So I reckon that A is 2 and B is 135. And let's just check. It tells us that B has to be between 0 and 180, and it is. So there's my solution to that. If you'd like some more practice on questions like this, then there's a useful film appearing on the screen now for you to have a look at. And if you'd like me to solve a question which you're stumped on, then email it in. My email address is in the description of this film. Thanks for watching. See you in the next film.